We know Carl has recently taken to Twitter. What did he say to you?
All right, well, we talked about the meeting he had with Tim Cook last night, and he told me, in fact, that he and Tim did meet at his apartment. And I've got a quote for you, Stephanie. He said about Tim, he's a very cordial guy. Tim, I told him we think it's a no-brainer on every metric to do a $150 billion buyback. It's basically cheap. Apple is in a position to borrow money at next to nothing, so why not do it? And he said that Tim and he agreed to meet again and continue the dialogue. So
whose apartment? Carl's apartment or Tim's apartment?
Carl's apartment.
It says a lot about
yes, no, definitely Carl's apartment. They all come to Carl, Erik.
But it says a lot about that Tim Cook came to Carl. That is not how Steve Jobs rolled, not even close.
Yeah, no, but, you know, Carl, it's very interesting. You talk to a lot of these CEOs, and I think that you don't want to be on Carl's bad side, right? Because it's just going to create some noise for the company that perhaps you don't
Just
need.
ask Michael Dell.
Just ask Michael Dell. But, you know, you look at, like, Erwin Simon from Hain Celestial. Carl's out of the stock now, but he worked with Carl. They had a harmonious relationship. Reed Hastings is another CEO, Netflix, that's worked with Carl. So maybe Tim Cook wants to take a page out of their book and see, how can I work with this guy instead of against this guy? I said, well, what did he say? And he said, look, I can't divulge all of that, but he listened. We agreed to keep talking, so that's the important news.
Well, you know, so many leaders are so angry with Washington right now. What does Carl have to say about the government?
You know, that was really interesting, Stephanie. He's very concerned about it. He told me this is the first time I'm actually 100% hedged in my portfolio. He said, yeah, we're up 26%, but we're fully hedged on the other side, and it's because I'm really worried. Let me share with you exactly what he said. I'm very concerned about the dysfunction in Washington right now. While I always hedge, this is the first time in a number of years that I'm actually fully 100% hedged. When you see these kinds of problems among lawmakers, it's bad for Washington and it's bad for the country. I'm also concerned about the economy. I'm concerned about Washington, and so I'm concerned about the stock market. So, you know, he said, look, this isn't good. He's worried, and, you know, the market may be up, but ultimately, if Washington can't figure this out and we're in a situation where we're potentially defaulting on our debt, that's not good news. Finally, the other thing he mentioned was he's going to be unveiling a new website for shareholder activism, where basically people can get together and discuss investment ideas, and his hope is it will really help congregate all these people together, where they can sort of go on and, I'm going to call it a rant, they can discuss how bad boards are,
First
how much
Twitter,
they dislike boards.
Carl Icahn is going deep on tech.
Yeah, he's got an iPhone now, you know. But he actually called out BlackBerry and said, you know, the board of BlackBerry has just been a disaster. And he called them out for all the huge sums of money they've been paying CEOs, specifically BlackBerry.
All right, Trish. Well,